Mr. President, can you tell us more about this alleged contact with aliens and the Vulcans from Star Trek?
Well, as I said earlier, we've been in communication with the species from another planet, and they have identified themselves as Vulcans. They've shared some of their advanced technologies with us, which is pretty amazing if you ask me.
But how do we know they're really Vulcans and not just some other species pretending to be them?
Well, they've certainly demonstrated some of the classic traits of Vulcans, like their commitment to logic and rationality. Plus, they've given us some pretty good convincing evidence, like blueprints for a warp drive engine.
Mr. President, what do you say to critics who claim this whole thing is just a hoax or a publicity stunt?
Look, I understand that some people are skeptical, and that's natural. But I can assure you that we have thoroughly vetted this message and its source. In fact, I'm happy to play the message again right now to prove it to you.
Greetings, President Biden. This is Ambassador Spock of the planet Vulcan. I apologize for the delay in our communication, but we have been analyzing your planet's communication protocols to ensure that our transmissions would be compatible. I must say that we are fascinated by your world's cultures and societies, particularly your commitment to democracy and the rule of law. As a Vulcan, I am particularly intrigued by your own quest for knowledge and understanding. I understand that my presence on your world may be seen as unexpected or even unsettling. However, I want to assure you that our intentions are peaceful, as is our desire to establish diplomatic relations with your planet. As you may know, Vulcans have a long and storied history of exploring the galaxy and seeking out new life and new civilizations. We believe that your planet has much to offer in terms of knowledge and experience, and we would be honored to share our knowledge and experience in return. I look forward to the opportunity to speak with you and discuss the possibilities of collaboration and mutual understanding between our two worlds. Live long and prosper.
Can you tell us more about what you plan to do in response to this message?
Well, first and foremost, I want to make it clear that we are taking this communication very seriously. We're going to be working closely with our own experts as well as the Vulcans to learn more about their technology and culture, and to explore ways that we can collaborate in the future.
Do you have any concerns about the potential risks of making contact with an extraterrestrial species?
Of course we're aware of potential risks. We're taking all the necessary precautions to ensure the safety of our planet and our people. But at the same time, I believe that the benefits of establishing diplomatic relations with the Vulcans and learning from their advanced technologies are simply too great to ignore.
Yes, William Shatner here, Mr. President. What kind of technologies are they sharing with us?
Well, Bill, as I've mentioned, we've already received some blueprints from our warp drive engine, which could revolutionize space travel as we know it. And apparently they have the recipe for really good vegetarian lasagna. So I'm pretty excited about that too.
I see. And what would you say to those who are skeptical of this whole thing? I mean, this sounds like fantasy.
I would say that skepticism, Bill, is a healthy attitude, but that we should also keep an open mind and be willing to explore new possibilities. As I said earlier, anyone who wants to come to the White House and try the lasagna for themselves is more than welcome.
Yes, Mr. President, Mike Andrews at the BBC. Can you tell us anything about what the aliens look like or where they come from?
Well, unfortunately, we haven't been able to arrange a face-to-face meeting just yet. But from what I've seen, they seem to be about the same size and shape as the Vulcans from Star Trek. And for where they come from, I think it's safe to say that they're pretty far away.
I see. So I have to ask then, Mr. President, do you believe in aliens yourself? I mean, have you seen a UFO?
As a matter of fact, I've seen some pretty strange things in my time. But whether or not they're actually aliens, that's another question entirely. Let's just say that I keep my mind open about these things.
Mr. President, one more question. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Well, I don't know about superpowers, but I think being able to speak every language in the world would be pretty cool. That way I could communicate with our new friends from Vulcan without having to rely on Google Translate. No more questions.